these things that popped off the page where I was like reading in between the lines. I was like, this character is, I couldn't even, she was like almost too hot to put a finger on, because I was like, I don't even know if she'll burn me. Like, it was just like, it became already this very visual thing. And also to be able to play a fairy, which was kind of, again, and crossing all these things of like sexuality, and again talking about the immigrant and, you know, crisis and everything else going on, like there was just so much depth in her and so much possibility for emotion and vulnerability, but also with strength and compassion. And there were just so many elements of her where on these 2 pages I was like, there's so much to go off here. Like, if I don't get the role, I'll be thinking about it still to this day anyway. For me as a kid, when there was any hatred towards anyone, it made no sense. And especially, you know, growing up as someone who is queer in some way, always feeling like, why would anyone judge anyone for not understanding or not really knowing them? And it never made sense. And also for me, like, obviously understanding and not knowing that much about, especially the situations you don't really know about the refugee like crisis, or what anyone goes through until you really see it firsthand. So you can feel empathy and you can understand, or try to, and kind of find out as many information as possible. But until you really go there, you know, we've both done, you know, some work there, but it's crazy, because going to a place like Uganda, right, which is one of the, you know, has one of the less off countries in the world, yet they opened their arms completely to South Sudan during the civil war and let every single person they possibly could not only survive and help them, but thrive as well. And then you look at some of the richest countries in the world who literally are trying to shut out people who, by the way, most of those countries, immigrants have made, are people who are the most successful and are making those countries. So what I don't understand. There's no follow through on any of those reasons.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I think it's grounded
Yeah.
so much in reality.
True.
Like, you know, when I read it, I was like, okay, this is a crazy world. But when I talked about it, it was
All the
when we talked
elements
about it,
and
it was like
emotions,
it's
yeah.
very rooted in reality, and all those characters feel very real. And whilst they're fey, we humanize those things.